And we're here. Couple of minutes late. But just been to the gym. I'm buggered. I'm knackered. I'm tired. I just want to collapse. So it was all I could do to heave my sorry ass out of the shower and say hello to you. Bit of a change of pace from the first half of the week. What are we doing tonight? And what are we doing tomorrow night? We are doing the city of Lukatoi for Zagora Games. It is a project called Mother of Monsters up at the top left corner there. It is on Kickstarter right now. Go check it out. Because it's basically a 5e campaign setting, an adventure, I think that goes from 1st level to 15th level, and it's based on ancient Greece. The artwork is sublime, and I'm drawing a map in it, so you have to back it. Go over there, Kickstarter, look up Mother of Monsters, you'll find it, back it. Tell them I sent you. That's it, stream over, done. Wassa. Alright. So, I have no idea what I'm going to draw on this tonight. So let's turn on our narration layer and let's talk about what we could be doing, okay? So, those circled areas are where we've been. So let's just get rid of them real quick. Let's talk about what we could be doing tonight. And I like doing this shit in red because it makes me feel important or something. So, we did formerly have a little bit of a stream here, and I got rid of it the minute we added the military wharf. And someone says maybe put it back, or maybe add an aqueduct. And maybe, maybe an aqueduct into the city is not a bad idea. They said maybe have the stream on the left-hand side there, maybe, come to some kind of water arrangement for the city. I kind of like that idea too. We'll see. I'm still kind of undecided on that front, to be honest with you. We do have to do the buildings here and here. And we're going to kind of make these like thin. We're going to thin them out the further we go in that direction. A little bit of this as well. That would kind of complete that left side. Plus, we do have to get some, like, docks and shit in here, right? Get some little boats in. And Dungeon Tomb. I think his name is Dungeon Tomb. Said, let's put a little statue on the top there. Maybe. I kind of like the idea. I do. If that's what I want to do tonight, I don't know. We also obviously have all of this to fill in. So that would be a good thing to work on, everything that I just marked up. The top of the Acropolis Hill here obviously needs a nice dock off tower. Dock off is a trademark, you can't use that, that's me. Not tower, temple, you know what I mean. I'm tired, come on, lifting weights. Ooh. But I kind of want to do that like tomorrow night or Sunday, you know what I'm saying? When I'm full of pep and energy and pizzazz, something like that. Hey, Camille! Welcome. I tried to catch your stream earlier, I saw the notification, but day job interfered. Now the other thing we could do is we could actually just shift gears for a moment and shift to this side of the city. Because it could make things feel a little bit more complete. That could be a nice, lazy way to spend this evening. Just drawing random little shapes. I'm kind of thinking about those two areas right there. That's what I'm thinking about. Like, skipping between them. Let's turn off that. Gotta reset all my brushes because we're changing map here. Alright, flow is good. Opacity is good. Brush is the right one? Question mark? Ink. Thank you, Demille. I think that this is going to be a pretty map. I think this is going to be a special one. I do. You know, sometimes, every time I take on a commission, I don't know where it's going to go. And there's typically something I love about every single one of my commissions. Typically. But some, partway through I go, oh, this is going to be nice. And they're rare. This is one of them. I'm just going to ease ourselves into this evening. And I think we're just going to dick about, as it were, with this little neighborhood right here. Now remember, if you've watched my stream before, golden mantra, if this is going to be like Athens inspired, think Assassin's Creed, Odyssey, we want little plazas, we want like collections of houses around courtyards, I don't want it to feel European where everything's kind of up, like squeezed up against each other. There's going to be areas like that. But every neighborhood needs to make sure we've got that little bit of a plaza, that little bit of a courtyard going on. So that's what we're going to get. That's what we're going to do. I have to just mentally reset my batteries. Batteries? I'm going with it. Fuck it. Batteries from drawing Keystone Reforged. Demille, of course you can ask. No, I think that's a great question, girl. I've got no problem answering that. So, my commissions always start with, what am I drawing? That's the first thing. And this is going to lead to rates, okay? Because there's a big difference of me drawing a city map and me drawing an overland region map. Once I've got that dialed in, I then always ask the client what style are they after and what detail level. My region maps, I've got about 3 different styles I do. Some are more time consuming than others. And my city maps, I always give them 3 different examples of city. A simple one and then a super detailed one. This would count as a super detailed one. And I would say, where are we falling detail level? And how big is this? Am I drawing a little village here on a fjord? Am I drawing a metropolis? What are we drawing? That helps me dial it in. And are we doing colour or black and white? I mean, you know this yourself. You did the whole sort of dragon thing pretty quick with ink. They probably spent as much, if not more time, colouring the thing, right? So, black and white and colour, and what is our subject matter, and what size are we doing, and what detail level? Those are my 5 core questions. That typically leads to a range about 200 to 800. A map like a simple city black and white map is pretty much going to be about 200. If it's coloured, probably closer to 400. That's what I typically charge. Less to friends, less if it's simple, less if it's a smaller map, and over $1,000 if we're doing a detailed one, or if it's large, you know. And I don't charge enough. My rate should probably be double. You know, someone like I don't want to talk for him because I know nothing really about him, but someone like Mike Schley probably charges $5,000 for a map because he can get that. Now, special things like the Techumel map for Jeff D, that was kind of its own rate. The Teagle Manor was over 300 hours of drawing. That was its own rate, you know. So they're specials, but typically my prices are in the 200 to 800 range. My average is probably about 400. Probably thereabouts. And sometimes I get it wrong, you know. I do have this overland style that I do. It's a little bit Lord of the Rings. You know, most map makers have a style like that, right? And it's pretty quick, actually, for me to do. It's, you know, I've been doing it for a short while. I can get good results pretty quickly. The amount of detail is actually less than what I'm doing right here. But I recently did a map for someone that was then... Where am I going with this? got the size dialed in, got the style dialed in, and then after I quoted them, they broke it to me that all of the elven towns and the dwarven towns and the human towns and the whatever towns, they all had to be architecturally different. So I'm doing this isometric thing, and every single one has to be different. And they've got towns, cities, ruins, frick knows what else. It ended up being this big effort. And I very rarely change my rates. After I give a quote, that's it. I stick to it. And then it's on me. This is a god-awful song. I'm changing it. I'm not in the mood for that. I've only seen one piece of yours, though, Demille. In all fairness. I mean... And I am bad. I am bad at, like... charging what maps are worth. I mean, I'm gonna be really honest. That dragon piece, though... I mean, I don't know what you charge, but I wouldn't have charged less than 200 for that. You know, that honestly, that tends to be my bottom line nowadays. I mean, I'm not going to get out of bed for less than that. And I don't know how many hours you put into it, all told. But I wouldn't be surprised if 200 would be, like, not enough. But it's also kind of what the market will bear, right? And I doubt very much that you could get 400 for it. But maybe you did, you know? I should probably double all my rates. But then... I don't know. People aren't gonna... People will pay $800 a map. People will pay $1,600 for one of my maps. But... You know, like, I had someone today ask me to do, like, 10 city maps for them. They're not going to pay $1,000 for each of those. So it has to be kind of like, you know, a happy middle ground, I suppose. But I will also say this, Demille. I mean, you're seeing me draw this one. This one is a super detailed one. This one's going to have a higher price tag on it. And you're seeing me colouring Keystone. They are not typical maps for me. I should be a lot quicker. You know, I should be able to bust out a map in 16 hours or something. That's what I should be able to do. Demille, there's no one in chat right now. Just type how much you charged for it. Or PM me or something like that. Do you feel like you didn't charge enough? And what do you say? 24 hours? Alright, so here's the deal. Let's just say $10 an hour is getting off lightly, right? If you didn't charge $200, you wouldn't have charged. And strictly speaking, your time was probably worth more like 400. But that's the age-old question, isn't it? How much do I charge? Okay, so... Right, so the Patreon thing's a little bit different, right? And like, so I'm doing Keystone. I'm muggy today because obviously the gym, I'm a bit tired. But I'm doing Keystone for a personal project. I'm doing it for Patreon. I'm going to give it to my patrons. And that's it, right? I mean, that's it. And it becomes this labor of love, so you don't care. But if I was, let's say, going to do Keystone on commission... And I I've got, I want to say 34 hours in on Keystone already. I'm not finished with the ground. And the ground is probably, let's say, going to be, sake of argument, 60 hours. Keystone would easily be an $800 map, and that's for one tier. I tend to, myself, I tend to do the $10 an hour rule. Is that a fair rate? Could you live on that? Yeah, maybe, especially if you got a little bit of a betraying going on the side too. But that's like a minimum. And you just don't charge less than that. Unless, you know, it's a friend or something like that. I didn't know that you didn't do commissions. I thought you did. I mean, if you get asked to do commissions and you're open to it, then you should. Doing commissions does not ruin the enjoyment, okay? You do have to be sort of careful in that you can occasionally underestimate your time or underestimate the amount of revisions that a client may want to do. And I'll happily, I mean, I'm sure anyone that does mapping, Brian McWhirter, if he pops in, any of us would happily talk to you about our experiences in that regard. And then how to help protect yourself, you know? And it doesn't matter whether it's a small client or a large client. You'll get the brilliant clients that are like really cool. And like I've had clients where, you know, let's say I've said this is $800. And, you know, at the end of the project, he's like, here's $2,000. Yeah, it's worth more. So you'll get clients like that, but you'll also get clients where you'll go, it's $400, and then they'll do revisions. And you go, fucking hell, I should have charged $5,000 for this bloody thing. But there are ways of protecting yourself on that I will happily talk to you about anytime. I still get stung occasionally, but you can protect yourself. People are DMing me asking about them, and I have some time open up, so I'm wondering if I should bite the bullet and open up commissions. I would just take on one, you know, see if you like doing it. Yeah, just do it, you know? Keep your Patreon going. Do stuff for your Patreon, because that's the stuff where your soul goes into it, right? Do that, and like spend a little bit of time doing a commission. If you do one commission a month or something, it's that extra little bit of lanyard. It helps spread. It broadens your portfolio, helps spread the name a little bit. You can start name dropping people that you've done work for. It never hurts. Protecting yourself. All right. Ask good questions up front about what you're actually drawing. Size, color, subject matter, detail levels, yada, 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 yada. Feel pretty comfortable about the quote that you're putting down. Stand behind it. Do iterations. Like you saw me on this map, I did an iteration, sent it off to the client. Iteration, sent it off to the client. Every time you touch it, send it off to the client. Let them know where you're at. Get them to sign off on you proceeding. Tell them at the beginning that it's, let's say, $200, $400 or whatever. And say I'm going to stand behind that. But I'm going to send versions to you throughout the cycle. I want you to get your feedback as we go. It minimizes changes at the end. Then I'm going to ask you to sign off before I colour. Then I'm going to ask you to sign off once we are coloured. Any revisions after that are charged at a rate of $75 an hour. Minimum of 1 hour. You know, pick a rate, whatever it is. Because I've had even big clients come to me. Like, I've done the whole map, whole city map. They've signed off, coloured it all. They've signed off, put all the labels on it. Then they've asked for a revision. And, like, sometimes you'll go, okay. Because, like, you know, the frogs can ask me to revise anything forever. And I'll always do it because I love the frogs. But, like anyone else, protect yourself. Because all of them will do it. I had one map that I did for a guy. And I did all of the steps, like, from swatches to, you know, iterations and getting him to sign off. And I probably did more revisions on his map than all of my other maps combined. And that's because I didn't tell him up front how things were going to go down. So that's one way I would do it. I personally never take a down payment. But you should take a down payment. Because I've had one commission did not pay. One. And you just don't want to do that. I've sold that map to someone else. I mean, screw it, whatever, right? But if you do like a highly detailed piece, very customizable, or I should say very customized, very specific to someone, a particular project, that can be hard to sell. My cities are easy to sell. It could be more difficult with some of the stuff you do. So get half up front. And if a client offers to pay for it all up front, take it. But the terms stay the same. I'm going to show you the iterations as we go through it. Once we're done, we're done. If you want changes after that, it's an hourly rate. Hi, Angel. I saw you in the chat just as I was opening things up. And I thought, there, she's off eating or something. Demille and I were just talking about the possibility of her taking on commissions. And I was encouraging her to do so. Then the only other thing I would say to Neil, and I get this from my particular day job, is doesn't matter how much a client pisses you off, smile. You know, just smile, be nice. Just don't be an asshole. I'm not saying that you would. I'm not saying that you have that even capability. But, you know, even if they come back with a bazillion revisions, just go, all right, so, you know, according to our agreement, these revisions are probably going to take me about 3 hours. And as per our discussion at the beginning, you know, why am I saying that? Because you're a professional, and how you treat customers becomes your badge. It becomes your brand. So smile, even if you're thinking inside, fuck off. I'm familiar with client-facing interaction because I've been a freelance graphic designer for almost... Yeah, you got it. Yeah, you got it. I'd do it. I would bite the bullet. Selective commissions. Take the ones you want, right? And don't be afraid to turn away work either. And what I mean by that is you will get asked to draw maps that you have no idea how to even start it, you know. I draw cities. Cities is my thing. And I'll get asked to draw a dragon lying in a pool of water. And I'm like, it's not really my thing. It's not really my thing. And if I don't feel comfortable with it, I'll go, You should talk to Demille over there. And I'll refer people away, you know? I've probably done that a few times. I'm not saying I only do cities, but I always evaluate the commission, decide if you want to do it or not. You are not beholden to anyone. It's got to remain fun every time. It goes back to the freelance graphic design, right? It's no different. Same principles. I wish you the best of luck. I really do. I look forward to seeing what you come up with. And you know what? For all of my semi-negativity and sort of, you know, talking about some of the things that can go wrong, there's so many things that can go right too. You know, you'll get asked by a client to draw a ship or something, and you go, all right, an elf ship, and make it powered by a big huge bull, but something, and you'll go, oh, okay, and you'll just suddenly like start having fun. You'll get some projects that you never would have thought about. I love those. Are we okay with that? Are we okay with this? Yeah, I think I am. I think I am. Not really, but I'm gonna let it fly. I think I might go up on the hill. I think I'm gonna go up on the hill and then I'm gonna come over near the water, near the harbour. Thank you, Angel. Thank you. She's taking shape, huh? She's taking shape. So I'm going to give this project another shout out. This is for Zagora Games, Mother of Monsters. It's on Kickstarter right now. Go check it out. D&D 5th edition, 1st to 15th level, Greek inspired, ancient Greece. You gotta go check it out. I actually backed it just because I'm like I've gotta have this. I gotta have all the books. Kind of doing a little mini Acropolis type of thing here. I kind of want just like the road to come up onto the hill, and we're just gonna, around the periphery of this hill, we're gonna do some loose buildings, nicer buildings, a scattering of little temples and libraries and things like that, I think. Yeah. Oh yeah, the little... well, you know me, Angel. So one thing I love about this particular map is instead of doing one, like, marketplace, we're doing like one here. We've got a little tiny one right there. We've got another one around the statue right here. Then of course we've got this one over here. So it's like as you're coming off the docks, like merchants are just like in opportune areas are setting up, like, you know, their stalls. And I kind of like that. I don't normally do that. I normally do 1 or 2 markets tops. This one feels a little bit more like just a broad dock area, and like, you know, merchants have set up throughout the city accordingly. I kind of like that. It is exclusive to Zagora. How do you mean? You wouldn't be able to use it, like, publish it for yourself. Yeah, Zagora Games. This one's out of commission. Obviously, Keystone is not. I'm curious too, Angel. Just so I can understand your tastes a little bit. What was it about the Kickstarter you didn't like? But is it the fact that it's 5th edition? Did they not present themselves well? Just curious. And why do you ask about the exclusivity of this one anyway? You know what I think we're gonna do here? You know what I think we're gonna do here? I kind of fancy having a little tower up against the wall with some stairs going up to the wall area, I think. Well, yes, patrons are going to get this one. All the work I do, I'll give to patrons, you know. There's nothing... Honestly, I kind of want to give Teagle to my patrons, but I want to talk to the frogs about that first. But if I do a map on commission, I always keep the rights to be able to use my maps for my own self-promotional purposes, to have them available for prints, for merchandising, etc., etc., etc. So I always have rights to do that. I have rights here to give this map to patrons, and I'm going to. When this is done, I'm going to. It's just my patrons won't have rights to publish it, but you'll get a copy of this, 100%. And frankly, Angel, even if a client didn't have that built in with the contract with me, even if they were like, no, it is our map, you can't give it to anyone, I would give a copy to you. I mean, I just would. So it is available to patrons in that respect. And hopefully that's one thing that, you know, patrons like, you know, because the shit that I post online is like low-res versions that Facebook crunches down into a JPEG, you know. I'm going to give you a version where you can zoom in like this. You're going to have a massive freaking map, you know. And hopefully that's something you like. I kind of figured that 5e wasn't your thing. I kind of figured. Because you're actually really into Pathfinder 2 now, aren't you? What do you mean Greek stuff is not your cuppa? God damn it, Angel, we've spoken about this type of thing. What do you mean Greek stuff? Greek stuff is everyone's cup of tea. Angel Tarragon, you and I are going to have to talk one day. One day we're going to meet at a convention or something, and I will ply you with drinks, and we will sit and we will laugh, and there will be one drink less that night because you don't like Greeks. I mean, there might be like 10 other drinks, but there'll be one drink less. It's okay. Now, if you said you didn't like the Romans, that would break my heart. I wouldn't know what to do with that information. A little statue there. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this hill. I'm just kind of seeing what feels good. What feels right. Demir loves Greek stuff. See, Angel, ha! I loved learning about them, my art history. Art history. Art history. Okay. Okay. That makes sense, but I had to put those together in my head and figure, okay, so what is that about? My art classes were a lot more basic than that. Draw an apple. Draw a banana. And by the way, I can't draw apples for shit. Nor bananas. I'm actually pretty shit at, like... What do they call it when you traditional artist? Is that the phrase? I'm not a good traditional artist. Which is kind of weird, because as a kid, I used to actually do a lot of traditional art, but it was more... I don't know, drawing knights fighting and shit like that, or armor pieces and swords and stuff. So I don't suppose that's really traditional art, is it? I'd never look at something and draw it. Kind of feel like I want to put a couple of buildings up here of note, like compounded buildings. Maybe a building of an interesting shape. Maybe a library type of deal. Feel like it needs something. Angel loves Roman stuff. Boom! You just got another +1 cool point. European, Babylonian, Icelandic, Roman, Romanian, Scandinavian, Russian. Right on. Cool. Very nice. And yeah, your Vlaud 9, I got the... I thought... I knew what you were doing, but it was also thematic with the Russian. Vlaud 9. So, totally, you get a pass. I think I want to do a circular building here. I'm going to do a circular building right here. And I am not going to do that by hand. I'm going to do a circular building right here. Two pixels was actually enough. Contract how much? How much you think? Well, apparently that was too much. I need to remember that we're actually drawing pretty small right now. 5 pixels, 4 pixels, 3 pixels, 3 pixels. Any advance on 3 pixels? 3 pixels. And we'll do 6 pixels. Feeling 6 pixels. Any advance at 6? 6 is good. Lovely jubbly. Excellent. Demille, I didn't know you were Russian. That's kind of cool. And Angel, I didn't know that you were part Ukrainian. That's also cool. You were in Russia until you were 17. Wow, yeah, I mean, you're basically as Russian as I am English. You're full on. I shared an apartment with a Russian guy for a few years. Well, I guess it's more like a year and a half. And I would get him to speak Russian. Or even if he was just talking to his mom, obviously he was talking Russian to her. And it was awesome. It's such an awesome language. I love it. I was going to say, Angel, you wanted a park. I was like, where was he going to do a park? And it's up in the top left there. So we're still going to be doing that park. But here, walled compound. We're going to do a walled compound right here, I think. Yeah, let's do it. Oh, you grew up in American Tail. Bible, Bible, Papa, Papa. Great movie. You know what? Let's do it not completely square. Let's do it more like that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do a little bit of thing coming off the side just to narrow off this area here. Very nice. First mimosa of this evening. Yeah, I know. Go to the gym, work out, burn off calories, drink a mimosa. I know. But that's the stuff. That'll put hairs on your chest, that will. My dad used to say that shit to my sister and I, like, all of the time. You know, we'd sitting around the dinner table. And it'd be, I don't know, something that my mum had made. My mum always made the food. 3-course meal, like, every night. And it'd be, but sometimes it was stuff that we didn't want, like liver and onions and shit like that. Like, come on! Put hairs on your chest, that will. My sister and I were like, oh, we don't want that! That doesn't make it better. The worst meal my mom ever cooked. My mom's a great cook, by the way. My mom is a freaking outstanding cook. Oh my god. But she made some pretty English things, you know, in the day. Liver and onions being a great example, right? And one day she made this corned beef hash. That is unlike any corned beef hash I have since seen in my life. Like, American corned beef hash looks so good. So good. This was not. And I don't remember eating it, but I must have eaten it because my sister didn't want to eat it. My sister was gagging. My sister was not having fun with it at all. My sister was in tears. That's how bad this thing was for my sister. But watching my mom's reaction to my sister and my mom like basically forcing my sister to eat it, and watching my sister's lament at this thing, I basically had a sand loss at this situation. So I believe I probably blacked out and I just ate the fucking thing. And I have never had corned beef hash since. At all. And I can't even remember the taste. An American corned beef hash looks really, really good. I don't even know how I got on this topic. I really don't. But it's a memory I have, so I am sharing it. I want to draw another big building here. Do I now? Do I? Do we? Do we? Or do we have like a semi-park thing going on? With like little roads and stuff. Angel says, I saw your Facebook status. You're going to get ripped. Muscles willing. Yes, I think we're going to do a small park. Ripped, you know, okay, true fact about me. In my 20s, I got obsessed with the gym. Like 4 times a week, cycling 15 miles a day, 5 days a week. I got down to 10.3% body fat. I could never get lower than that. And I wanted to actually go into competition. I was going to be on stage. I got a personal trainer. I stopped eating food. I was just doing pure supplements and it was the expensive supplements too, like 400 pounds a month type of shit. You had to consume something every 3 hours. I did. I would wake up at night to consume something and then go back to sleep. I was obsessed. And I was pretty fucking muscly. I was pretty fucking strong. I was strong. But I was never ripped. Like 10.3% body fat, and I could never get into the ripped. I never looked. I was never shredded, or whatever the phrase is. So yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to get ripped. Although I did have a friend once go, damn, I didn't know your abs were showed like that. I think I was probably my physical peak of my entire life was when I was in my 20s, coming up to my 30s. Nowadays, I don't want to do that. I don't want to get obsessed like that, like at all. And I don't want to be as strong or as big or anything that I was back then. That's not my objective. But I'm a little older now, and I want to be able to move around without like my muscles wondering what the fuck's going on, or my spine popping out of place. I look at these older people who are still very active, and I'm like, that's what I want to be. I want to be active. I want to be fit. Yeah, so the story behind this, Angel, is, you know, I'm going to the gym. Alright, I'll take a step backwards for a moment. Here's the story about me. I played Dungeons and Dragons and chess, and I was in the computer class at school. You can probably tell the type of kid I was, right? I got bullied. I'm the nerd at school. Before being a nerd was cool, right? Now we're ruling the fucking world. Back then, it was not the case. So, grow up, I'm a very insecure person. And I start going to a gym with my sister, and I start to bulk up a little bit. Guys at work notice. Guys are noticing me. That became a positive, reaffirmation or something for me, and encouraged me to do more and more. And the more I did it, and looking back on it, it wasn't really like, it wasn't something to be sort of flattered about. It's like, God damn, look at your biceps. It's not something like, you know, that you go nuts about. But it's the only positive comments that I could get out of guys when I was a lot younger. So I started fucking working out. Ugh. And my 3 days a week became 4, became pyramid systems, became getting a personal trainer every single time, became like doing away, like get all of the protein and shit that you can out of regular food, to drinking like a dozen raw eggs like first thing in the morning. And like I would hit these plateaus, till in the end I'm like ordering these special supplements online, and I'd stop eating food, and I'm just doing a liquid diet, supplements and everything, and it got nuts. Well, one thing I wanted to do was I want to get shredded, right? I want to lose body fat too. So I was like, I need cardio. So I started cycling, and work happened to be 7 miles away. In fact, no, work was 15 miles away, and I would cycle to work and I would cycle back every day. So that's more like 30 miles a day. Thinking about it. Yeah. Maybe it wasn't that far. But yeah, it was something like that. So, and I did it because it was another way I could get exercise into my life. I could get more shredded, you know, just more. And it was nuts. It was not a healthy period in my life. Like, mentally healthy, it was not healthy at all. That's a true fact about me. That's a true fact. I was off the freaking rails in my 20s. I mean, yeah, I was strong. In fact, my personal trainer was like 7 feet fucking tall. He was like a monster of a guy. And I used to do calf raises, like where you stand on something and you like, you know, you got your toes here and you do this. I would do calf raises with the instructor sitting on my back. And like the guys at the gym would be like, what the fuck right now? Which is even more positive reinforcements. It made me worse. It's like every single time a guy went, what the fuck? I would go, yeah. It was probably my weakest from a mental state point in my life. True story. Angel says, my physical peak was freshman and sophomore year in high school before the vending machines were installed. Angel. Angel, it was like, how do I get even more exercise into my life? It was one of those, you know? I know, I could cycle to work. That would get cardio into my life. And it did. I mean, it did. And I'm sure I was physically very fit back then. Much, like, more than I am now. But not mentally all there, apparently. Oops, I'm not happy with that. And I'm not chasing that. I'm not chasing that by any stretch of the imagination. But, you know, I watch these people, you know, that can do, like, multiple pull-ups, or, like, you know, that Marine guy who's monstrously strong. And it's like, I want... Or there's that 80-year-old woman who's actually pretty fucking rich. She's actually, like, you know, doing great. And I'm like, I just want that. I want strength. I want strength as I go into the second half of my life, you know? Do we like this? Do we like this? Does that look appropriate? I think it does. I think it does. I'm sorry you got Bullet Angel. It's like that. Those were... I think there's probably bullying at every single school, right? There just is, and I think we were probably ripe for it just with our interests and everything as kids. I mean, it kind of sucks. It does. And I don't mind admitting it, I was bullied. And I got in some fights. And sometimes actually because I was actually willing to actually get into a fight, I'd get my ass kicked. You know, sometimes it, you know, it would give me a reprieve for a period of time. But I did not have a happy school childhood, not in many ways. But you know what, Angel? Fuck 'em. Fuck 'em, because look where we're at now. Right? Look back to these... Hey, if I met these assholes nowadays, I'd probably put one on them. But it's like... Fucking, like... Look like how big gaming is now. And we're riding that fucking crest right there. The guys that used to pick on me... I can't imagine any of them are doing well in life. Ha. Bodie Godzilla! I got bullied all through middle school. I'm sorry to hear that. That kind of sucks ass. That sucks ass. It really does. What sort of era was that? Was that like 80s, 90s? Or was it like more recent than that? In England, we've got this thing called like high school. Do you do that here in the States? And I got bullied at high school. In fact, all the way through to, let's say, 11 years of age, I was okay. Because, I don't know, kids are just like too young then or something. But the minute I got to high school, nah, that shit went wrong. It went wrong real fast. You know, then... You know, your puberty's kicking in, and I got spots and acne, my hair is long and greasy, yeah. My interests are not main fucking stream. I like Dungeons and Dragons. Which, I have no regrets over, by the way. My Dungeons and Dragons was the best part of my teen years. 90s. And yeah, it's the past now, right? And we're living the era of us right now. But I love that. I love that. Yeah, we have a slightly different system in England, you know. We have, like... Primary school is the first school you go to from, like, 5 years of age to 10, and then from 11 to 16, high school. So when you sort of talk about 7th grade and 8th graders, it always kind of breaks my brain a little bit. I've been in the States for 20 years and I still struggle with that. But I've never had to deal with the American education system, like, in any way. I don't have kids, so I've never had to sort of deal with it as a parent. I came here after I was obviously all grown up, etc. So I've never had to deal with it as a child. So I will admit, I get a little bit confused by the American system. I do. See, that's something too that's different, Bodhi Gazilla. The fact that you do this up until 18. So in England, high school stops at 16. And then you can go. You can go into the world. Sayonara. But if you want to go to, like, university, you then have to bridge 16 to 18. Because the universities and everything start at 18. And that 2 years is further education. It's kind of weird. And so you can either stay at school for 2 more years and you become a 6th grader. That's what we call them. And then you don't have to wear the uniform or anything. You can just wear what you want because, like, you're mini adults. And you just do 2 extra years at school. Or you can do 2 years at college. And you do further education at college. But college to us is not the college that you have here in the States, because we would go on to university after that. So that 2 years from 17 and 18 is optional. It's not optional if you want to go on to university, but it's kind of optional. It's kind of a weird thing. And a lot of people, or like kids I suppose, are like, I've had enough of school, fuck this. And they leave at 16 years and it's good, they're fine. But like I personally went to then Chester College for 2 years, and I studied A-levels, advanced levels, but that's what you got to do in, like, math, computer science, and something else. And it's with those that you then apply to go to university. It's very complex. I think the American system just cuts to the chase much more efficiently. Angel did a 5-year stint in high school, but willingly. Started school later than most people, so I ended up graduating at 20. Okay. I finished high school, says Buddha Gazilla, at 17. But where did you take your owls? What's owls? What's owls? Where did you take your owls? Oh, Sven. Hi, Sven. Didn't recognize that it was you. Hi, Sven. What's owls? What is owls? The Harry Potter test. I'm not much of a Harry Potter person. Second revelation of the evening. Sven, you missed the first one. You'll have to watch the video. I was talking about what a nutcase I was in the 20s. The English system will now be very, very, very different. But back when I was at school, we had CSEs, which were like certificates of secondary education. And that's like your bare minimum shit, right? And then you got your O-levels, which is your ordinary level, and you do these at school. So, and you get like, for each class, you do a test, and you have to, but you're doing a test at one of those levels. So CSEs is less than O-level. And then, so let's say I did math and computer science and English literature at O-level stage, and then you get graded the ABCs. CSEs were lower than O-levels, and I think they just like scored you in a 1, 2, 3 or something fucking ridiculous like that. They're a different scoring system, but it was an overlap. So a CSE 1 was the equivalent of an O-level C or something ridiculous. And so you'd have this like repertoire, you'd have this like fucking selection of O-levels and CSEs and fuck knows what else. And typically, like, I think I walked out of school with like 7 O-levels and some CSEs too. Something like that. If you were a kid that walked out with like 3 CSEs and that's all you got, you're not going very far in life, you know? And then it was your O-levels that you'd use to go to college, and your college would give you A-levels, and then you'd use your A-levels to go to university. Very, very complex system. I think they were standardising that, trying to like get rid of all of that stupid shit when I moved out of England. I wouldn't be surprised if actually Sven meant Harry Potter. That's the Sven way. How are you, Sven? I haven't seen you around for a while. How you doing? I kind of came over here like I should be filling in this area. I feel like if we fill in that area, it's almost like we've got more than half of the city done. We've got this nice little strip going across. So I feel like I kind of want to do that. I just don't know what I'm doing with it. Therein lies the problem. Angel says, my high school had a college program, so if a person did well enough, they could take a college course in their graduating year. That's cool. That's cool. Sven says, tired but finished the last Ren Fair project in interest has been bad today with freezing. Internet has been bad today with freezing. Okay. So right, Angel. My university was a sandwich course. I went from college to work. The work was at a print company, big huge print factory. They sent me on to uni. They paid for me to go. I'm getting paid because I'm actually an employee of theirs. And I would do, let's say, 3 months at uni and then 3 months back on the job, 6 weeks over here, 4 weeks back on the job. And it would go like that for X amount of years. And so it was like, learn about graphic design, then come back to work and apply it. Then go back to uni again, sandwich course. I don't know if they still do those, but it was awesome. It was awesome. I feel like just putting a compound outside the wall because I actually want to thin out. Whoa! Hey! I want to thin. Oh no! I just deleted my entire map. I want to thin out the buildings coming this direction. And one way of doing that is actually like the compounds are going to be less of a concentration of buildings all clustered together, right? Papa Fox Taco! All the cool kids are here tonight. Everyone loves Papa. How you been, Pops? Papa, I'll actually have to zoom out of this map a little bit so you can see what we're doing here. You've seen this map, right, Pops? You've seen me work on this map. Alright, well, might as well do it now. We've been working over on the east side over there. I don't know why. Symmetry. Just trying to fill in some holes. So I've decided for the last part of the stream to come over to the west side and we'll fill in that hole that we've got right there. Papa Fox cooked his own food. You're a grown person now. You did indeed help me with the docks. There's a lot of Papa Fox tacos in this map. There is. So you basically just missed me colouring Keystone. That's perfect. Like Monday, Tuesday, I didn't work on this map. Wednesday, Thursday, we're working on this map, and you show up. Look at that. See, Papa and Sven, you missed the best conversation here. In the first hour, talking about gym and talking about how crazy I was in the fucking 20s. Talking about my, like, fat level in the 20s, 10.3%. What have you been up to, Papa? You say, too many interests. And you're right, by the way, you're right. So, actually, I got a game that I received off Kickstarter today. I came home and it was here. And it looks awesome. Swords and Sails. And the board is like, I swear, 5 feet by 4 feet. And it's a rubber mat. And like, I've got real coins to play with it and everything. Looks awesome. We now have more games unplayed than we probably have games that we've actually played. And this is, I know this is going to be one of them. I want to play more board games. I don't have the freaking time. I don't have the time. And that makes me sad. I have more interests than I have time. So I feel you. I feel you. Angel, yes, we'll do classical tomorrow. We'll do classical, sure. I like posting my videos to YouTube and Facebook. Both will flag anything that is copyrighted. Let's see if classical music is copyrighted. Let's see if that gets flagged. Sven, yeah, I was demented in my 20s. Papa, have you been checking out the miniature painters on Twitch? I don't watch Twitch anymore. Now I'm on Twitch, I don't watch it. It's like I don't watch anyone anymore. But I'll check them out. Realmsmith does a great tutorial stream painting D&D minutes from WizKids. So Papa, one thing, I actually want to add mini painting to my Twitch. I'm not a bad mini painter. I'm not bad at all. I just don't have the setup for it. I can't do it here on my computer, right? So I've got to get some extra cameras and maybe an extra computer and so I don't do it. But I will check out the painters on Twitch. I will do that. Angel says, I'm watching more Twitch now than less movies and TV shows. It's a form of entertainment, right? And Zombie Dance Team Leader is here, everyone. We can now call an end to the stream. Zombie, I've missed you, my friend. I have missed you. But I know that you have these periods of time where you're not around, so it's totally cool. I will be streaming tomorrow night, and I will be streaming on Sunday as well. Hopefully we can cross our paths at some point. You know I love you, Zombie. Oh, and Zombie, by the way, Dungeon Tomb, or whatever his name is, threw down a whole bunch of bits last night in an effort to beat you. Was it last night or the night before? The night before. He's actually gunning for you. He's looking at the leaderboard and he's trying to knock you off it. I'm just bringing it up, okay? So just be aware of that. Literally, your name came up. He was looking at the leaderboard and he was like, yeah, I'm going to knock him off. I don't think he did. I don't think he did. But just be aware that your throne there is... It's under threat, my friend. Am I filling in this space? Is that what we're doing? I think we're filling in this space. We're going to fill this in and then we'll call it for the stream. Papa says, just found out, you guys have to call this names. Papa fucks Deco. It says, just found on Amazon Prime is doing a Wheel of Time TV series. I'm excited by that, Papa. So I read all of the Wheel of Time except for like the last couple of books. I dropped off around about there. I love the Wheel of Time. It was hard reading. It was a slog, but I love the setting, so I'm excited. An Angel is looking forward to the what world of what? What is what? World of Trade? World of I don't know. Sven, by the way, Miss Lissa, I missed the first part of the cast because I was cleaning miniatures and paint. I know where that's going. You're a lovely man. You are. Thank you, Sven. Thank you. Oh, by the way, Sven, I've turned off music requests for now because it actually gets my video. I'm trying to put my videos on Facebook and YouTube. YouTube actually hit me with a copyright notice because of Strawberry Fields. Can you believe that? Which is cool and everything. But I think what I'm going to do is I'll probably reserve a day like Sundays. Sundays will be any music days. But all of the other days during the week, I've got to keep it without copyrights. If I'm going to back up my videos, I've got to do it. Because otherwise YouTube is like, no, bad Alyssa, bad. So, sorry. No, don't worry about it, Sven. I mean, honestly, when you've listened to the music that I've queued up before now, look at the week of Teagle that we did. We were playing all sorts of freaking music and having a hell of a lot of fun with it. It's no problem at all. If I didn't care about backing up my videos, it wouldn't matter. But I'm trying to actually back up more and more and more. But all that means is this is an opportunity. We're going to have a day a week where it's like, let's go crazy, kids. Let's just play all the fucking music because we're not backing up this video and we don't care. So it'll be a special day, you know? So I'm kind of looking forward to it in a way. It'll be fine. It's just the other videos can't do it. You didn't even do the Beatles version of Strawberry Fields. It was someone else. It was a cover. But YouTube still caught it. Which is fine. It's fine. I still have the video backed up. It just, I can't actually publish it. It's an educational process, is it not? Papa Fox says, that's weird, not like you're trying to sell the music as your own. I know, but like even so Facebook has when you upload a video to like Facebook or YouTube, it's actually kind of clever, the technology nowadays. Like, it's really clever if you think about it. As you're uploading it, they're scanning it. And they can recognize music and songs in there. And technology now, they're able to match that against copyrighted music. It blows my fucking brain if you think about it. But Facebook will say, there have been sections that have been muted, but it will still let you upload it. So that's cool. And you can even say, it's fine, don't worry about it, blah, 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 blah. And you know, you can sort of have the mute removed, etc. So it's kind of easy on Facebook. YouTube is just like, no. You have, spend, what was it, like 2 fucking minutes or something? In like a 3-hour period, you have 2 minutes of Strawberry Fields as a cover in there. No. Copyright. Wow. I mean, we're not, wow, okay. And there's like no options, no nothing. The meal's off to bed. Yeah, go for it, girl. Go for it. I might even catch you on your next stream. I'll try to, okay? The meal's good peeps, folks. If you don't follow her, check her out on Twitch. DOMILLE. The meal. She is a cartographer as well. Different than me. She does very different pieces. Worth checking out. I kind of want to create this little sort of alleyway feel here. I'm kind of doing too many buildings that are... No. That does not feel right. Let's get rid of this. I'm doing too many pieces, too many buildings here that are super detailed. And I think it's time to get into, yeah, so behind all of these workshops and everything, there's a bit of a sprawl, you know, outside of the city walls here, where people are living. Angel, why do you want me to do classical tomorrow? Just curious. I mean, I'll do it. I've got no problems about that. You get a little bit tired of this music? Or you're feeling a bit of the classical? Papa, yeah, Demille's watercolor battle maps, they are. They're great. I think it'd be fair to say that's her hallmark, right? Angel's just in the mood for a little bit of classical. Then tomorrow, Angel, my friend, we are going to do classical. Classical Thursdays. Maybe we'll make that a thing. Classical Thursdays. Like a little bit of a homage to Throwback Thursdays. Throwback into the classical period, right? Let's do it. Let's get a little bit of a shanty feel going on here. Let's get a little bit of a shanty town in the back here. Our labourers, our workers on the docks. Yeah, I think that feels appropriate. But we'll add a couple back here too. Just people trying to make their way in the world. Alright. Yeah, I'm not sure I've seen anyone else do it. I think she's the first for me, for sure. So, this is where we're at, guys. And this is about the point in the evening where I think about stopping the streams, and I think that's what we're going to do. So, let's talk about what we got accomplished. Let's talk about what we're going to do tomorrow night, okay? Tomorrow night will be a slightly longer stream because I'm going to start it a little bit earlier. Let's talk about what we did and where we're going with this. Because we're working on this again tomorrow, okay? So tonight, we did this area up here. We actually did this area here. And we've done this area here. Tomorrow night, I think what we could do is maybe we think about, and I'm going to actually record this for, like, from the perspective of, let's mark what we're going to do tomorrow. I think area number 1, we could do this tomorrow. I think it'd be fun to do this area here, including this hill and stuff. And we'll do some buildings here. And we'll do like the smattering of buildings sort of thinning out in that direction. At least. At least. I think we're going to leave the top of the Acropolis here for Sunday. So maybe as a... If we tonight we did a lot of gabbing. We did a lot of talking tonight. But if we do less talking tomorrow, maybe we'll do this as number 3. I don't know if we'll get into number 3 too much. that would be a lot of drawing. But let's see. Let's see how far we get. That's what we're going to do tomorrow night. Let's turn that off. Let's hit save. Zombie says, impressive how much you have added. I guess that's what you get when I'm out of loop for 3 days and a trip to Maryland. Well, we haven't actually... the last time we worked on this was Sunday. And then we did a different map over the last 2 days. But it's coming along, right? It's coming along. The colouring intimidates me. The colour... I do these maps. I do these crazy maps. I get into crazy level of detail. And it's all fun until I realise I've now got to colour the mother. And that makes me a little bit scared on this one. Like, a little bit of pee has just come out. It's like... It's going to be a tough one. This is indeed going to be the mother of all monsters. That's what this map is going to be. But it's going to be good. It's going to look good. So I'm excited by it too. Still got quite a bit of work to do. But we're making great progress. And here's the deal. Doing the shipyard and the wharf, in a way, slowed us down. Because that wasn't originally part of the plan. And a lot of workers going in there. Once we're done with that, if you think about it, we just got to do the north part of the city. And the outside area. Should be pretty quick. So, hopefully it's looking good. I think it's coming along. And hopefully it will start to go faster. But, yeah, I think it's taking shape. And Sven is back to painting minis for the Chester Mauler. Sven, you're an angel. You're an angel. Thank you. So this is what I'm calling it, guys. Thank you for hanging out. I love hanging out. We did so much gabbing tonight. I swear we did more gabbing than drawing. But that's okay. Back tomorrow, okay? 6 o'clock Pacific time, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm probably going to sneak in a little bit early, okay? Like, 5-10 minutes, maybe a little bit more. So watch for it. The countdown is on my Twitch stream homepage. Come hang out again. We're drawing the same map. We're just going to continue at chapter 2. I'm going to shut down the stream now. I'm going to get myself a bite to eat. Everyone have an awesome night, okay? Love you all. Thank you.